End the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
Yeah,
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore.
This show sucks. Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut, and uncensored on WSRR Radio. We're saving the underground music scene. To my right is Shaney.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Hello.
I'm radio's Rebel DJ style. We're live at 5 every Monday right here. Stream it wherever you are with the Live 365 app or on stylesrebelradio.com. Probably not available in federal prisons.
Hopefully not. It would be cool, though.
But maybe. I mean, they have like iPads and shit now.
We could do like a live show from...
From Folsom.
from like Alcatraz.
That's what they want. They don't use Alcatraz anymore, do they?
We could
You
open
can go
it.
there anyway.
We could open it back up.
Who cares?
A rally.
Yeah, a rally's there.
A rally show.
They could turn Alcatraz into a rallies.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Dan Schneider again. I didn't have a good segue.
Dan
I could've.
Schneider. Yeah, dude. Welcome back, Dan Schneider.
Yeah,
friend of the show. Dan.
No, not a
Oh,
friend.
no.
No, not a friend of the show. All of us have our shoes on. But Dan Schneider is suing Quiet on the Sets.
Yeah, and I don't know why we didn't see this coming. Because we
Yeah,
talked
no,
about
it makes
it.
a lot of sense.
We talked about it when the Quiet on the Set came out, like finally released. Of like, people have been talking about how Dan Schneider's a weirdo for
Yeah.
years, but there hasn't ever actually been any like concrete allegations or like a court case with him or anything like that.
And everything in the documentary was a little sus. It was all just talk.
Yes.
Right.
There were the videos that kind of had like, if you put lewd context in there, made sense. But
No, listen, Dan Schneider's still a creepy fucking
yes.
dude. I'm not pro Dan Schneider by any means. But we talked about it when we talked about Quiet on the Set coming out. I think we did 2 episodes on
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
There were 3 different dudes that got arrested for being pedophiles during the documentary.
Yeah,
And, like, Dan Schneider certainly seemed buddy-buddy with them,
right.
but nothing, like you said, ever came out about Dan Schneider specifically other than being a little fucking weird.
Right.
To the point where, like, even when Drake Bell was on, he didn't go after Dan Schneider.
no, he
Yeah.
said Dan was really nice to him and
Yeah.
made it a decent experience after.
He advocated for
Yeah.
Dan Schneider.
And we talked
Yeah.
about the fact, too, that if they're going to do this, it's odd they didn't get Amanda Bynes on. It's odd they didn't get, who's the Jeanette McCurdy? Jeanette
Yeah.
McCurdy.
Miranda
Cosgrove. Jerry Trainer, who apparently is, like, super good guy, but hasn't made any kind of stance either way on this. And then you get all the reports that came out about the one producer who didn't know it was Drake Bell. Not
No.
Peck. He was like the assistant producer who didn't know that any of the kids that were harmed were from the Nickelodeon shows.
You know the one scene where he goes, "It wasn't any of our kids, was it?"
Well, him and a couple of the other ones were never told what they were filming for, like what the documentary was supposed to be
wow.
about.
That's
yeah.
interesting. And that is a little sketchy. Yeah, from what I heard, it was like there was like an episode or 2 that was like a hit piece on Dan Schneider, essentially, more or less.
I think pretty much the first 2 of them were like just about Dan Schneider, not even so much Nickelodeon.
Which is a little bit like, if there aren't any allegations against me directly,
Yeah.
it is a little like, okay, come on.
Okay,
Come on, guys. And like the whole apology thing that he released to...
That's the thing I want to talk, because he turned around. So they're suing, or Dan Schneider's now suing Quiet on the Set.
Yeah.
But he turned around like the week after this was released, and in a very bad-looking PR stunt kind
it
of
looked
scripted
really
interview
bad, yeah.
with one of his former employees.
Yeah.
Sat down and he admitted to like all the stuff he was actually accused of, like harassing the 2 women writers and
Right.
pay
Yeah.
cuts and
Right.
making them share it. He admitted to all of that. The only thing he didn't admit to was like knowing about all the pedophilia stuff that was going on,
Which is like the big thing.
right. Which again,
Or any of the implied like sexual
Yeah.
abuse.
which again is, I mean, as far as I noticed watching the show, no one ever directly said, "Oh, well, Dan Schneider knew all this was going on," and it's
Right.
implied that he
Yeah.
was an off dude and he might have
Right.
known,
Right.
but no one ever like accused him of doing it.
right.
So like,
From what I'm reading, the lawyers are basically...
It's a defamation lawsuit, right?
They're saying that, yeah,
I think.
but it's specifically about the docuseries trailer itself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the
Because
way
it was
that,
just cut in a way that
the-
made him seem like a pedophile?
yeah, and the way that it brought in all the people to basically destroy Dan Schneider's reputation and legacy.
Mm.
I have a couple issues. Number one, I think his interview that he did after his little scripted interview
his
kind of
apology.
shoots himself in the foot in terms of like he admitted to all the things that were actually proven. He admitted to all that, so he
Yeah.
can't say that was false.
Right.
Again, everything
Which
else
actually may help him, though.
maybe, but everything else kind of just seemed like speculation that wasn't directly at him to begin with. And like, again, I'm not advocating for Dan Schneider, but I think he's gonna win this fucking lawsuit. Unfortunately,
It just seems like if I had to make like a rough guess speculation, he knew all of this was going on, probably partook in like Amanda Bynes or
Right.
something like that. Like there's probably some weird stuff going
the
on
hot
with
tub
him
was weird.
at some point. There was probably some things that he did specifically that you could like accuse him of at some point, or someone could. But I would have to go out on a limb and say he kept his hands very clean back then,
right?
and is keeping his hands clean keeping his hands very clean now.
I think if they were to actually get something on Dan, they would need to talk to to Amanda Bynes, to Jeanette
Yeah,
McCurdy,
right,
to
right.
these people, instead of just going around with Quiet on the Set. Quiet on
Right.
the Set just kind of scratched the surface.
Right.
If I was to put a bet on it, I would more than likely say someone has some kind of information that could take Dan Schneider down.
Probably.
Yes.
That is just my opinion. I don't
Probably.
fucking know.
Yeah.
But it seems more than likely. However, with this, the only thing I don't understand that I think would be working against him in the quote defamation lawsuit
Mm-hmm.
is that, well, number one, he admitted to all the shit that
Yeah.
he was directly accused of.
Right.
And then number two, is it really defaming him? He's retired, isn't he?
Yeah, I think.
Was he actively pursuing a career
It's
still?
not so much like his current fame; it's his legacy and what he's built and
Any
his
money that
name.
he might make going
Residuals.
forward.
Yeah, like
I just feel like there's also a strong claim there from the defense then of, no, his reputation's been pretty bad for a while.
Yeah, but then again, I feel like, okay, if you want to put us in a court scenario, then if I'm Dan Schneider's lawyer, I'm going to say, well, there's been no allegations or any, you know, like there.
Right.
Yeah, he's had a bad like PR smear of like people thinking that he's weird, and like it's always kind of just been sus.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all it's ever been. It's just sus, and no one's ever like put their money where their mouth is and been like, no, Dan Schneider did this. He actually is suspect. You know, it's just kind of all been like communal speculation.
Right.
At this point, Dan Schneider's lawyer can say, "Well, you guys are just saying Dan Schneider's an asshole." Dan Schneider's not saying that he's not an asshole.
Tom Hanks is an asshole.
But like, he still made great shows. That's what he wants his
Right.
legacy to be. He
Right.
knows he's an asshole, but he made great
Right.
TV.
Right.
Anyone else think in that interview Dan Schneider kind of looked like John Goodman now?
He's
A little bit. He
Mhm.
looks different. He
Mhm.
looks weird.
Um,
He looks like a villain.
he is a villain.
He is a villain.
I'm not
I mean, he
saying
always
anyone
looked
in
like
here
a
isn't a
villain.
villain.
Did you
Yeah.
see the picture of him with Michelle Obama?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you should. It's gross.
I do think it's very unfortunate that like Amanda Bynes or Miranda Cosgrove or Jeanette McCurdy didn't do anything for Quiet on the Set. Obviously, you want to respect their privacy and what they feel comfortable talking about and not comfortable talking about, but they are definitely some of the bigger names that you would want next to Drake Bell.
Right.
And I think especially someone like Amanda Bynes, who, if she hadn't gone through the things that she had gone through in the last like 10 years, you know, she kind of, I feel like went a little crazy
yeah.
within the last couple of years. And I feel like that's not even necessarily her fault. That's just the life that was
she
thrown upon.
wasn't. She didn't have a childhood.
Right. That was just the life that was thrown upon her. So like, if maybe she had a normal life growing into her adulthood and was like more emotionally prepared for something like Quiet on the
Yeah.
Set to come out, I think we could have maybe gotten some real concrete, like, this day, this time, when I was filming this,
Yeah.
Dan did that. You know, like, I think we could have gotten some testimonials like that.
It seems like the creators of the Quiet on the Set series went into this thinking it was going to be all about Dan Schneider.
Right.
And then the more they looked into like all the actual charges and felonies and stuff that occurred, they found out about the Brian Peck and Drake Bell and all that stuff.
Right.
And Drake Bell became their main story,
Right.
and he didn't have anything directly negative to say about Dan Schneider.
So they kind of had to.
So they
brush
didn't
through-
really. Yeah, it seems like that's when they're getting people that aren't knowing what they're saying about the show.
Right.
They're not getting the full information because I
Right.
feel like at that point I think they put all their chips on the Drake Bell aspect
Mhm.
of it,
Mhm.
which I mean is the real story anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like going into it, they wanted to talk more about Dan Schneider, and because they had invested so much of the story to the Drake Bell side,
Mhm.
they couldn't then go out and say, "Oh, well, this is actually about how bad Dan Schneider was, and we want to talk to Jeanette McCurdy and Amanda Bynes and
Right.
get them on." I feel like it was more hush hush of who can we get that genuinely just didn't like their time at Nickelodeon.
Right. Right.
That's how it seems to me, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. It could have been so much more
Yeah.
legitimate issues as opposed to like former employees complaining about
Yeah.
their job. Yeah.
And again, that goes to what we talked about initially too. Of like, it's odd that these people weren't a part of it, or when
Yeah.
it got picked up for another episode, didn't reach out.
Right.
Because that makes it seem like something sus on their side too.
Right. Right. Yeah, because then it makes that special 7th episode, that secret episode, look like they were just cashing in on the hype.
Right.
You know? And really that's probably what they were doing.
You watched the last one, right? I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
They brought in like 2 extra actors that we didn't get to see in the original like docuseries,
Mhm.
and they were just behind the scenes extras.
Yeah.
And when they showed videos of these people, it was the guy actually had to point out where he was.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was like,
yeah, right. Not as big of a bombshell as like
Right.
Amanda Bynes
yeah,
or something like that.
like if they
Gotcha.
would have reached out to Amanda Bynes,
Well,
that's
I
why you
remember-
guys didn't even watch the last one because you
Yeah.
didn't hear about
Yeah.
it.
I remember she commented on it saying like she actively didn't want to partake.
Amanda
in it.
Bynes?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. When it all was getting a lot of media coverage.
Was that the same week? And I could be mixing up dates now. Was that the same week that they were saying Amanda Bynes had a burner Twitter account and she was going? I forget who
That
the
was
other
a
celebrity
long time
was. That
ago.
was.
So it was basically the same week, but
It was just kind of getting drudged up.
it was being brought back up
Okay.
because of the hullabaloo.
That's
that
kind of what I figured.
Quiet on Set brought up.
Gotcha. So,
Um,
to the documentary release, she hasn't said anything one way or other than I didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Cool. Again,
Yeah,
it's,
super. And it's tough because like she went through a lot of shit,
Right.
and like if she just isn't emotionally prepared to talk about it or whatever, then that's that's her truth.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's her truth. That's what she wants to do.
The problem is, I think the Quiet on the Set people, they definitely did more good than bad. They just went about it in a bad way.
Ooh, yeah.
It's
yeah.
like a vigilante hit job.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Like they definitely had good intentions and good things came out of it, but they were very shady in how they got the information. It seems.
And unfortunately, Dan's gonna get a payout from that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're just paying Dan now.
Right.
That's what sucks.
Yeah.
And rather than going the 7th episode of getting extras and having all the fucking cast return and do a feel good send off, the real story I want to see is who the fuck they can talk to at Disney Channel about hiring the pedophile to work on Zack and Cody. I want more on that story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really waiting for the Quiet on
And the
Set for
Henderson-
Disney
or-
to
Yeah,
come out. Like
yeah.
I want a Disney Quiet on Set to come out because I bet that, and I
Can't.
want it to be like thorough and
It'll
you know.
never come
Well-
out because Disney's got good lawyers.
Yeah, no, that's you're
lot
probably
of-
right.
A lot of old Disney actors have actually made little like alludes to Quiet on Set,
Mhm.
just talking about their DNRs on TikTok.
Oh, really?
They're like, "Oh, just can't wait for my DNR to come out."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
DNR?
or not
NDA?
NDA. Yeah,
DNR is.
do not resuscitate.
Oh, that too.
My dumbass. I watched too much Grey's Anatomy.
Walt Disney did not have one of those, by the way. He is waiting to be resuscitated.
Yeah, no,
When
he's still
frozen.
still cryo. They're gonna bring him out for the
Oh, yeah, so he can dispute Quiet on the
Yeah,
Set,
yeah.
Disney edition.
yeah.
216-859-8699. Let me know what you think about Quiet on the Set. Barbies are
They're
pretty
euros,
good.
but yeah.
I hate that you call them fucking gyros.
They're gyros.
They're euros. It's a Greek word.
I'm
Damn it.
not Greek.
It's a Greek
I'm
word.
not
Damn it.
Greek.
Dude, get him to the Greek.
I'm not Greek. I don't go in the fucking.
What do you call it? Parmesan. It's parmesan then for you, buddy.
No, it's not.
Parmigiano.
I'm not
It's
Greek.
called a fucking euro.
I don't drive through Taco Bell and go, yeah, let me get pollo. I don't do that. I say
Ugh.
chicken because I'm not Mexican.
Yeah, Evan, I don't go through the drive-thru and say, I want spaghetti. I say, give me the noodles.
From one conspiracy, I guess, to another.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Boeing again. We're just retouching. We're rehashing now.
We're rehashing these Browns.
We're out of ideas.
Yeah.
This is a bottle episode.
Yeah.
We're hitting best ofs today.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing a victory lap. Second whistleblower linked to Boeing dies. So, what the fuck, Boeing? What are you doing?
Also,
Killing people?
Also, side note: another door came off at some point, like the past month. So that's still happening.
Mm.
So
well, Boeing has lost like $355 million.
I think it's more than that now.
probably.
I think
That's
it's closer
so
to
crazy.
4. Yeah. So the initial whistleblower came out about the quality issues after 2 doors had flown off, and then like the air pressure fucking destabilized landing or something like that. There were a bunch of Boeing issues that came out in the span of 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and there was a whistleblower who was like, "No, yeah, I know, and they know. We've told them about this many times.
Right.
Safety concerns have been arised many times. There was extra metal in their engines, and there was electrical failures, and they don't care."
Yeah.
And then that guy was found shot.
John Barnett.
John Barnett, who was retired. He wasn't even working there anymore. But he was in charge of what do you call it? Making sure the planes were okay.
Quality assurance.
Quality assurance.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just like Shane is here.
Yeah,
he
but
makes sure our planes are okay.
yeah, make sure the planes fly right.
The WSR airliners.
Yeah. Never flying left.
They're all helicopters.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was the head of quality assurance, and he wasn't working there anymore. And then they came out with this story, and they found him dead 3 days later, in or outside of. I can't figure out which it is because I've read stories where he was in his truck outside of his hotel room. I've read stories where he was in his hotel room, but it was ruled a self-inflicted gunshot wound, even though the exit was in the front of his head. Right?
Mhm.
Isn't
Yeah.
that right? So that was the first Boeing whistleblower. Got Clintoned by Boeing. Our stream's gonna go down now. And now this week, a second one,
Yes, Joshua Dean, former quality auditor for
Oof.
and he was
Spirit-
still actively working there.
former. no.
Okay.
Mm.
Spirit Aerosystems is where he worked. He well, that's the
Yeah. Did he? Mhm.
Uh-huh. Spirit Aerosystems. He assembled the fuselage. There you go. The
Mm.
fuselage section for Boeing. Apparently, he died on Tuesday from a fast-growing mysterious infection.
Mm.
Interesting.
Very mysterious infections.
And he was okay. The things
are
I've
always-
read, you gotta watch out for.
Yeah,
them.
they're always bad.
You gotta
They're
watch
always
out for this.
mysterious. You never know what they're going to be
mysterious
like.
infections.
Oh, and also the CEO of Boeing stepped down.
Mm.
In March.
John Boeing.
No, Dave Colhoun.
Oh, okay. I
Oh.
thought you were gonna say David Grohl for a second. I got worried. No, he had this illness apparently,
Apparently,
and he had no symptoms leading up to it.
No.
Wasn't in the hospital leading up to it. I've seen it's a fast-growing illness or something. It's categorized as, right?
Yeah.
It's never been like specified in these headlines. I researched it, and it led to pneumonia. But what actually started it is highly debated. I've seen 3 different. I saw influenza. I saw it was a staph
MRSA.
infection. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things they're saying led to this pneumonia, and no one seems to know what actually caused it.
Mm.
And so he was in the hospital overnight, at least a night, where they said that he had fluid in his lungs, and his lungs had turned white, and the doctors couldn't figure out where it came from. And I understand walking pneumonia is a thing. Like, you can have it and
Yeah.
just feel like down and out, essentially, right? And it progressively gets worse if you don't do anything about it. I don't think pneumonia just happens overnight like that, though,
Yeah, I feel it sounds
with no symptoms.
sounds to me like he got Boeing poison tinnitus.
I mean, he was 45.
That is going around.
Worked really hard for that one.
That is going around. It's almost like he had ketchup on his feet,
Yeah,
you know?
old ketchup feet.
And he was only 45. Like, he wasn't super old.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
I
think.
wouldn't consider that old, but all right.
Well, I'm just saying, like, he wasn't old.
Yeah.
Like, he should have had a decent immune system.
There's
yeah, even if it was pneumonia, he should have
Yeah.
been able to.
and there's accounts that he was apparently in really good health too. Like they make that a
Yeah.
point that the dude was like,
Yeah.
actually healthy. Yeah,
Yeah.
So his lawyer is still on this, right? The case isn't
Yes.
dropped.
So both of these men had attorneys, and so now their attorneys went on record and said that they hope that their deaths don't scare away at least 10 more whistleblowers who want the company to clean up their act.
So
which,
that's the thing. When this guy came out with this information, there were 2 other whistleblowers because apparently there was a total of 4 whistleblowers at the time,
yes.
Yeah.
and the 2 of them that we knew of are now dead. I suppose the other 2 are anonymous because I
Well-
don't know who the hell they are.
I'd hope.
Each
Right.
time a whistleblower has died, it's been directly after they went on
Public record.
public record
Yeah.
in the court.
Mm.
Interesting.
So this guy died like 3 days after.
Yeah, and it's always really close. It's
Yeah.
close proximity. The first guy died exactly 3 days, I'm pretty sure.
It was, a couple of days after
Yeah.
as well.
That's
But now apparently there's 10 other
So-
whistleblowers.
no.
If
so-
they
so
decide
Boeing
to take
might
the
have
stand,
Yeah, Boeing's got their work cut out
Yeah.
for them.
target practice.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Boeing's got Agent 47 working for him or
Send
something.
out the League of Assassins to go kill these
It may-
whistleblowers.
It may scare the other whistleblowers because right now we don't know who
I
they
would.
are.
I would be scared.
As
I
soon
would
as they
totally
take
be
the
an anonymous
stand,
whistleblower.
Yeah.
Why would you ever put your name
Yeah.
to that?
Are,
Yeah.
are you going to be put into protective custody for
They should.
as soon as you're
They
done
sh-
taking the stand?
That
Yeah,
should have been something
hopefully.
that they were doing after the first guy died.
Yeah, yeah.
It shouldn't take 2 people to get
Well,
suicided.
yeah, to get Boeing.
to get Boeinged.
Yeah.
Did the Clintons fly on a Boeing? Do we know this?
Oh, hopefully not.
Is there a connection I can make here?
Damn, and both people who got Boeing had to their jobs both had to do with like quality,
Yeah.
quality assurance,
And they were both
quality
going
auditor.
against the quality of Boeing.
Yeah,
Do you think there's been a steep increase in people leaving Boeing?
probably
Maybe.
Like
people
just general workers and
yeah,
shit?
probably just people being like, I don't feel like I should work here
This
anymore.
doesn't feel like a safe work environment
yeah,
to me, guys.
Yeah, I'm finding out former employees are getting killed, getting murdered.
And
I'm
like,
out.
so they're not even. Clearly, their quality control isn't there, because doors still flying off.
Right.
Clearly, they're not even hiding the fact they're Boeing these guys, as you like to say.
Yeah.
But they're not improving anything. Their stock is still way down, and you were
Yeah.
telling me they shipped a fucking windshield to someone.
Yeah, I had read that Boeing had shipped a like front windshield to just some random person on accident. So
That person's gonna get Boeing next.
yeah, hopefully
They're not going to return the windshield, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, they slipped in their garden today. They had a freak water sliding accident."
Yeah, why is Boeing an airplane company like mafia killing?
Yeah,
people?
what is?
I don't understand it.
Why
I want to know who has stock in Boeing.
the
just-
intensity? Why not just pay them off to like be
Right.
quiet? Why not just pay them hush money or something?
Why not just improve the quality?
Yeah, that seems like the best option of the 3 that we've gone through.
Just take the L, say, yeah, sorry, we've been kind of shit, do better.
Yeah.
You don't gotta kill the whistleblowers.
Yeah, pretty wild that they are just jumping immediately to murder.
I don't know any of these people. I looked up Boeing's top. Oh, hey, hang on.
Because it's definitely Boeing. Like, it's not Boeing that is killing these whistleblowers. It's
it
not.
has to be.
It's not pneumonia or you know, like it's
Boeing does control pneumonia.
Yeah, Boeing is killing these people, and we're just like, oh man, that's pretty crazy.
All right, I've
It's
got
weird.
some information about who's behind Boeing.
Mhm.
The 2 top incorporations that are top shareholders of Boeing
Mhm.
are the Vanguard Group and BlackRock.
Oh.
Damn.
There you
Okay,
go.
that makes a lot of sense.
There you go.
Wow, fucking A.
Well, they are tied to billionaires.
Yeah,
Who
they're tied
are-
to the people who want to own every aspect of the country.
Yeah, who are evil.
And have been known to do evil things.
So that makes a lot of sense. I understand the killing now.
Why isn't that talked about more?
Because we can't do anything about it.
No, but I feel like that should at least be public knowledge, right?
I mean,
Like,
it
we all
is-
know these guys are dying.
It is public knowledge.
guess,
It's just
yeah.
that like
Just
nobody
to put
can,
it
you
on
know.
record, all three of us are in really good health and do not want to kill
Yeah.
ourselves.
I'm in okay health. I wouldn't say really.
My health
good.
is good, and I don't want to kill myself. So if you find me dead, Boeing killed me. I got hit by a plane.
You're calling it now?
Yeah, I bet a Boeing plane hits me.
Just out of the sky.
Jumping too high on the trampoline.
Oh, dude.
The Boeing pilot lost his windshield. He said, "Get out of the way, Shane."
The windshield came down and crushed
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
That's why they needed the other one. They shipped it to your house because they're like, we got to get this windshield from
Yeah.
this house.
Yeah.
And they messed it up and just shipped the new one there.
Yeah.
Now you got 2 Boeing windshields at your house.
And I'm dead.
And you're dead. Yeah, you're not even really here.
yeah.
This is all AI. More on that later. Shane's been fake for a long time,
yeah,
guys.
I've been AI for quite some time.
We
I
really
guess.
fooled you.
Yeah.
You thought we were all against AI this whole time? We've been using it the entire time.
For me, I've been fornicating with the AI. I've created an AI child.
You've been doing what? No.
Yeah. You heard me. AI babies. It's like Muppet Babies. Or like Looney Tunes
I don't think it
babies.
is. I just don't think it is. I don't think those are the same things.
Like when they did a baby version
Yeah,
of
no,
the Looney
yep,
Tunes
mhm.
show and there
Yeah.
was Granny.
Yeah.
It's going to be like
Which
that.
is the best version of the Looney Tunes, by the way.
Yeah. It's going to be like that. Pretty much. But with AI and me. I'm going to be the granny.
Shane, do you happen to be named Justin and formerly worked in the clergy?
No.
Are you
Couldn't
sure?
be me.
Did they wipe that part of your memory?
My name is John Boeing.
Oh shit. We
Yeah.
got him, guys.
Yeah.
We got John Boeing.
Yeah.
No, now that we've mentioned BlackRock, though, there's going to be some shady shit that happens, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a little scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens. We haven't done an episode on BlackRock, have we?
No. Wait till October.
Yeah, I was going to say in October we'll get shut down again.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We'll get, what was it, 268 countries or something like that we were banning when we talked about the Pandora Papers.
Yeah.
Just
Oops,
about.
I said it. 216-859-8699. See if the line still works.
WSRR.
We're not doing Weezer, okay, guys? I really want to hammer that home, okay? For my own mental stability. We're not doing Weezer.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Your dad didn't leave for cigarettes.
He's out in the car, listening to the Rebel Radio Show.
Is it May?
May.
Is it May?
Maze.
Is it May? Maze.
Maze.
What's that from?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Grown-ups.
Maze, yeah, yeah.
It's May, right?
Yes.
That's basically October. Let's continue talking about conspiracies.
Yeah.
So, okay, I got to pull up my phone for this because last night, May 5th.
May the 5th.
Can you verify yesterday was May the 5th?
Yesterday was May the 5th. Today's May the 6th.
Jules, can you verify that yesterday was May the 5th?
Cinco de Mayo.
Okay. I had pulled up a story on Newsbreak that was, I'll read it word for word, by Alex Stones is the author.
Yeah.
Another interesting leak. A second NASA scientist tells the U.S. that somebody else is on the moon. So I'm like, oh, that's a fun story. I'll screenshot that. So I screenshot the article here. You can see the article here.
Yes.
YouTube, you can see the article. And I'm like, cool, I'll pull that up today. So I come into the studio today to pull it up. And the only thing that pulls up is on Pinterest. And I'm like, that's weird. And first of all, I don't use Pinterest. I don't understand Pinterest.
Yeah.
I don't understand how any of that works.
Yeah.
If you use Pinterest, what is the secret world you've created? And why can't I come in? Second of all, I'm like, okay, well, I'll find a different article. Couldn't do it. Nothing else was anywhere near the timeline of 2024. So I'm like, all right, I'll go to Pinterest. And Pinterest is just a linked article to Newsbreak. So I'm like, oh, cool, that works out perfect. That's the article exactly I'm looking for. And I click on it, and I get this screen that's just, we can't find that page from Newsbreak. And I went, that's interesting. So why can't we find the page, or why is the page about somebody else on the moon been deleted?
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, the title is a second NASA scientist. A second NASA scientist tells us that we weren't alone on the moon. All of the subsequent articles from what I looked up for this are about the first scientist who says we weren't alone on the moon from 2008. I can find all those.
Yes.
I can't find this. We're going to jump around a little bit, but another story I was going to bring in today, also from Newsbreak, not sponsored by Newsbreak, but we'd like to be. Former MI5 agent confesses on his deathbed, I killed Princess Diana because she knew the secrets about the royal family. That's an interesting story. I'll take a screenshot of that. Same thing. I come today, I type it in. Only thing I can find are two articles that have that quote and say, this is fake news. This is a false report. Can't find the original article. Can't find any other story about it. Even in the articles that say this is a fake report, they don't list Newsbreak as the source that reported it. They have some kind of other weird third-party site, and they have no link to the article. They have no link back to it. You can't find the original article anymore. So it seems like that's been scrubbed too.
Yeah.
I want to know what's happening. That I can't find these articles.
What's going on here?
This really seems like a cover-up.
What's going on here? Who's covering up these moon? Is Princess Diana landing on the moon?
That's what it is.
Is Princess Diana living on the moon?
These probably go hand in hand.
These both go. They seem to go seemingly too well together.
No, hear me out. Someone in the royal family was just missing, right?
Sure.
Wasn't that a story you guys wanted to talk about at one point?
No, technically.
They thought someone was missing.
Yeah, but
she
has cancer.
Shut up. They thought someone was missing. Don't ruin my theory. They thought someone was missing for months, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the fucking 20s or whatever, was it Charles just abducted 8 children and they went missing and no one knows what the fuck happened to these 8 children that Charles took on a picnic for some reason? What if they got a base on the moon?
Oh, I see.
And we're not alone because the Brits have already been there.
Yes. I think Princess Diana is living on the moon.
Probably.
That is the only logical conclusion.
And they had to kill her because she wanted to go back.
Yeah, they had to quote-unquote kill her. Yeah.
Now we're putting 2 and 2 together.
She's secretly the queen of the moon.
The queen of the moon.
I wonder, was it Scopes that's fact-checking this?
Snopes,
that's what it's called.
How do you Snoops?
No, it's
Maybe.
Snopes. I think.
Snopes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Snopes because there's an E. So why is it 5? Or why is it false? Scroll back down.
Why is it false?
Yeah, why is it 5? A retired MI5 agent confessed on their deathbed that he has assassinated Princess Diana. False. It doesn't tell you why.
So on 19th June 2017, The Your Newswire website published the implausible claim that a former MI5 agent named John Hopkins had confessed to assassinating Princess Diana on his deathbed in 1997. The 80-year-old British man claims he was involved in the MI5 assassination between June 1973 and December 1999. During the period of time, he says, quote, the MI5 operated with less external oversight. Hopkins said he was part of a cell of 7 operatives who were trusted to carry out political assassinations across the UK. Most victims were politicians, activists, journalists, and union leaders. Mr. Hopkins says Princess Diana is unique among his victims, as she is the only female he ever assassinated, as well as the only one royal. She is also the only victim that the royal family themselves ordered to be taken out. He claims to feel, quote, ambivalent, alright, you fucking Brit, about Princess Diana's death. On the one hand, Diana was, quote, a beautiful, kind-hearted woman who did not deserve to have her life cut short, but according to Mr. Hopkins, she was also placing the British crown at risk. There's no truth to this story, which originated from Your Newswire, a fake news site. As is often the case with fake news, the article lacked critical details, such as when and where the confession occurred or how the purported assassination took place, and no other credible news outlet or even tabloid reported the story.
Newsbreak did.
Moreover, the image accompanying the story originated from 2010 news report about a veterans' hospital care in Australia, not a 2017, quote, deathbed confession in the United Kingdom. The MI5 agent deathbed confession story was not the first of its type to be proffered by Your Newswire, a site known for promoting baseless conspiracy theories. Thanks, Kim. You really fucked this one for us.
But, okay,
Kim
hang on.
LaCapri.
It's
Fuck
called
you.
Your Newswire?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still an active site. It is. No, it's not. This is PolitiFact.
They're switching it up on you.
The website associated with fake news. Okay, but you can mark that about any website if it's just trying to cover something up. I want to know why it's like there seems to be no proof either way. I mean, the guy could have been full of shit, but like we don't have evidence as to why it was fake or why it was true.
Yeah.
And if it was fake, why is it scrubbed so hard?
I think anything that comes to a he said, she said, more often than not gets brushed under the rug. Is like, okay, well, that's just bullshit. Like, we need to see receipts in today's day and age.
Okay, so I went to the Wayback Machine, by the way, too, to Newsbreak to try and find either of these stories. There's no screenshots of either of these stories on Newsbreak. They're written by 2 different people. I think it's interesting that the story says from 2017, right? The story was published yesterday, the one I'm looking at. And it very much could be someone rehashing the story. I just think it's weird that we can't find any other reference to it.
Yeah.
It's by 2 different fucking authors, too. So it's not like one dude came in here is like, oh, the moon landing story, and I'll put the Princess Diana story out there.
Right.
I don't know, man. It seems like...
It's a weird thing to... Because at first my thought was, well, this guy's just faking the confession. Because that's a thing that people do.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a weird thing that people do, I think.
Yeah.
To fake a kill confession on a deathbed.
Right.
Like, you're just lying. Why would you lie to so many people like that?
By the way, real quick, because I don't think we talked about this. It came out that OJ made his kids sign NDAs in the hospital.
That's sick.
Yeah, so that
It's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
Cool. Very good. See, that's what guilty people do
Yeah.
on their deathbed. They don't
Yeah.
confess.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did kill Nicole Brown, so...
I mean, he did have ketchup on his feet.
Yeah, he was a ketchup foot for sure.
But no, I just... Because that's the thing, is you can find fake confessions for a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You can find it about JFK, and you can find it about John Lennon and all these other fucking people.
Right.
This person was the real person that killed Tupac, right?
Right.
But the thing is, you can still find those. It's weird that this was scrubbed, and even like trying to find a reference article for it, all I could find is 2 articles saying, "Nah, this article was fake."
Right.
Well, show me the article that was fake. Then let me read through the fake article.
Right.
It's weird that that's gone. I want to go back to the astronaut one though too, because it's very interesting to me that I can find all of the first article from 2008 of a scientist saying that we weren't alone on the moon.
Yeah.
That they saw something and were told not to report on it.
Yeah, why can they take the new stuff down, but they can't take this down?
Right. Maybe it just didn't get enough traction, but I feel like if... And again, I guess that goes to scrubbing a story offline. If no one sees this after 5 o'clock yesterday, 7 o'clock yesterday when I found the story.
Right.
If they got it down quick enough, I guess their idea would be, oh, well, no one's going to look up other articles about it if they don't see this, right?
Yeah.
If this is the story that broke it, they're not going to be able to reference it if it's gone.
Well, it's kind of like there was some country music artist, I can't remember who.
Probably Garth
but,
Brooks.
You
He hid
know.
the bodies.
Yeah. Where are the bodies, Garth?
Where are they, Garth?
Yeah.
Listen.
Where are the bodies, Garth?
Like Google Images had taken pictures of like the whole landscape and happened to pass by this country music artist's house. It was a woman, I can't remember, but she went and sued them to get her house off of that website because she didn't want people to see it.
You can ask Google. They'll take you off Google Maps.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They'll mosaic
But
blur your house.
The problem is she created more of a attraction to her house on the website, and it got more downloads than it ever would have if she would have just
I
left
do
it
remember
there.
the story, yeah.
So maybe it's something like that. They don't want to take it down, or
They did take it down, though.
well, the one
No,
from 2008.
yeah.
Oh,
she's
gotcha.
saying-
Okay. I feel like it might be a case of the one from 2008 came out because there's a bunch of articles. It's not just one.
Yeah.
You can find the information about the scientist from NASA who says they found something on the moon in 2008.
Yeah.
And I feel like it might be a thing of, well, in 2008 it was definitely more of a conspiracy. Like more people definitely were going, okay, yeah, buddy, yeah, sure.
Right.
Something was up on the moon.
Right.
Cool, man.
Whereas now it's kind of like.
Whereas now more people are being like, oh, so another guy, and there's
Yeah.
evidence from before,
Yeah.
and we're kind of sus of NASA already. I feel like that might be a factor at play too. I'm just saying. I know we've talked about the moon landing before.
Yeah.
And this goes against my theory that we didn't land on the moon because he's saying we found something there.
Right.
I just think it's odd. All of the coincidences with NASA. They taped over the footage of the moon landing.
Right.
We don't have that anymore. It doesn't
Yeah.
exist. Which is fun. Buzz Aldrin that fucking punched the guy when he
Yeah.
told him the moon landing was fake?
He punched the denier.
Yeah.
The moon landing denier.
Didn't say anything, just fucking punched the guy.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Now we got two different scientists that are saying, no, we were there and there's a reason we don't want to go back.
Watch
Something
out.
else was there.
NASA's gonna Boeing them.
Dude, NASA might just Boeing the show one day.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well-
And also they launched fucking 3 missiles during the eclipse and we still haven't heard about that.
Yeah, NASA's sketchy. NASA
How's
definitely.
CERN doing?
CERN's chilling. They're just hanging
We'll
out.
see when the next batch of Mandela effects rolls out how CERN's doing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
They're
them.
creating. They're coming up with all the new Mandelas.
I've heard that
They're
everybody's
planning 'em
phone,
out.
Yeah.
I've heard everybody's phone's been acting up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at least everybody I talked to has been saying something about their connection or just
CERN's
general phone.
fucking with the Wi-Fi.
I mean, my connection was bad like that week.
I didn't have.
But didn't they
any-
give a warning about that? Because like the 5G storm?
I didn't have any like
Look over
phone
here.
problems.
CERN's doing this.
Yeah.
No, I mean we talked about it when we talked about it during the day of the eclipse. I
Yeah.
mean there was definitely a lot of shit that was actually going. I think
Yeah.
it was a distraction.
Right.
10 out of 10.
Right.
I mean that wasn't a man-made distraction, but they definitely took advantage of the circumstance to be like, SpaceX launched a fucking rocket, NASA launched 3 rockets that were named after Egyptian gods. They
Yeah.
tried to do another distraction with the whole. Well, this path of totality travels through 8 cities named Salem and 6 cities named Revelation or whatever it is. Like that was definitely a big distraction.
Yeah.
Like there was and then CERN reactivated. There was definitely a lot of things that we should have been focused on that we weren't as a society.
Right.
And I just think NASA's been fucking sus for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't trust NASA.
I don't trust NASA either. Ever since Interstellar. Never been able to
Ever since
trust
they
them.
did what they did to my boy Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey.
dude, could never trust them. He was an honest farmer, all right?
Yeah, that's
he should
good.
have stayed with Murph.
Listen, let's be honest. The Martian was better.
Yeah, I disagree strongly, but
I
that's
also
okay.
disagree
Oh,
strongly.
come on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Um,
There's a rover.
Yeah.
He
He played
poops.
the same
He
role
poops.
in both movies.
It's the same fucking movie.
Lost guy on a lost planet. Let's go find him. The end.
They came out like a year apart too, didn't they? Like they were really close.
Yeah, that's one of those cases of like the movies that have the really similar plots and they come out around the
Yeah.
same time. I forget what there's a name for that, but
Was it like District 9 came out like right around Battle Los Angeles?
yeah, Ants and Bugs Life.
That's right.
and- Yeah, It's a thing. It's a thing that Hollywood does, where like
Divergent, Hunger Games.
an
I
idea.
forgot about Divergent.
An idea comes across one studio's desk, and then they're like, maybe, and then float it to another studio, and then the other studio greenlights it, and they're like, oh, well.
And now it's a race.
Yeah, now they're greenlighting it, then we should greenlight it too. And it's interesting.
I bet that guy gets paid a lot of money.
The greenlight guy?
The guy who lets the other studio know.
Hey, we're gonna do this movie, just so you guys know. You should do the same movie.
Yeah, yeah.
That idea that you passed to us, we're gonna do it. You guys do
someone
it
else
now.
picked it up.
Yeah.
Just saying, I feel like that guy makes a lot of money. Probably works in NASA CGI department.
How does NASA make money?
Movie whistleblower.
How does NASA make money?
Do people just donate
Government?
to NASA?
I mean, it's a government program, right?
Oh yeah, okay. So then, like, what? Taxes?
Probably.
We just pay NASA? Are you kidding me? Are you
Those
fucking
are
kidding me with this
We
shit?
need Jake Underwood on here to tell us where our taxes go to and how
Are you
much
kidding
NASA's
me?
getting. I'd like to exclude NASA from my taxes every year, please.
I'm paying taxes for them to record over the fucking moon landing.
I'm sitting here paying your salary, and you can't even keep a VHS tape of the moon
They're
landing.
just twiddling their fucking thumbs over there.
Over here making fucking space ice cream. Okay, guy. Yeah.
You're a space company? Why are you on Earth?
They probably
Idiot. Go up to space.
They probably got funded by Tang. That's what the astronauts drink after
Yeah,
all.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Tang went under, didn't it?
I just learned about Tang.
Tang still exists. You can get it.
I just learned about it. I was watching Unwrapped.
Yeah.
With Mark Summers.
With Tang?
With Mark Summers. Also from Double Dare.
Yes.
Mark Summers.
Yes, I know who Mark Summers is. Why are you looking at me like it's a big deal?
He was telling me about Tang, and I was enjoying it.
I learned about Tang from Mark Summers a long time ago.
Unwrapped is a great show. Every intro and outro has like candy stop motion wrapping and unwrapping. It's cool. I like it.
That's why it's called Unwrapped.
Yeah, it's a fun 90s, early 2000s food show.
That's why they got Mark Summers there. He's a fun 90s, 2000s guy.
Marketed more towards a younger audience, perhaps.
Is it?
Maybe. It seems like it. It seems like it's meant for more young
You
people.
feel like you're too old for that show?
No, it just seems like you wouldn't be a 30-year-old watching Unwrapped by yourself.
All the
I would
30-year-olds.
be.
All the 30-year-olds watching Unwrapped, 216-859-8699.
It just seems like it was more geared towards children.
Just like NASA.
Mark Summers was there. He's like, hey, you guys remember me from Double Dare? Now we're talking about food. How's Hawaiian Punch made? I don't know.
When did Unwrapped come out?
I want to say, like, because it was during Double Dare. Like he was.
Oh,
doing-
was it?
he
Was it during it?
I didn't know that. I thought he did Double Dare and then he did Unwrapped.
I thought it was significantly after
So NASA gets its money from
Double Dare.
the annual
From Mark Summers.
Federal budget passed by the United States Congress.
So we are paying
So
their salaries.
NASA's budget is funded from the remaining amount of discretionary spending, which is 30% of all U.S. government spending.
So Unwrapped definitely started in 2001. It wasn't a 90s show.
I don't want my money going to NASA.
I don't want my money going to NASA either.
How do I opt out?
That's the thing. We can't. We have to pay taxes to these people.
Why?
Death and taxes. Apparently, those
Who
are the two
said?
things.
I'll
And Mark Summers.
I'll do one of those two things, and I'll let you figure out which.
Death,
Because legally I
taxes.
can't say.
Death, taxes, and Mark Summers. The only things that are promised to us in life.
At least twice, Mark Summers has promised to us.
I love Mark Summers. He's a joyous.
What has he done? What has he done? What's he done for me lately?
Unwrapped.
It's
All right.
not still happening, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so what has he done for me lately?
Nothing. But he already made his contribution
He
to
wasn't.
society.
He wasn't even on Quiet on the Set.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
I think he was in the first episode.
Was Mark Summers on Quiet on the Set?
Oh, great.
When you look, who's this guy? This is Mark Summers.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Oh, Carlton.
Carlton now does Unwrapped, and it's called Unwrapped 2.0.
He does that and AFV.
That's fucked up,
They
honestly.
got rid of my boy Tom Bergeron for this guy, and now they're getting rid of Double Dare Boy.
What else did Mark Summers do? Is my big question.
I feel like Mark Summers. He was.
What was he on?
No, he was definitely in fucking Quiet on the Set, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
As soon as I saw old Mark Summers, I'm like, no, that tracks. He was there.
He was in the first, at least in the first episode.
Yeah, he was. He did a bunch of Double Dares. There's like 9 different versions of Double Dare.
I'm pretty sure he only did Double Dare and Unwrapped. Those are the only two
What
things
is
that are.
rewrapped?
I don't know.
They put it back in their
Oh, God.
packages.
The guy from NSYNC is there.
I don't know what any of these other shows are. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro,
The Big Help.
and they're all Food Network shows.
This dude really had hosted a game show on Nickelodeon and then went straight to the Food Network.
I think it's interesting, like, once you get a successful Food Network show, you're just invited to be a guest host on every other Food
Every
Network
food show, yeah.
They're just like a credible food name. It's
Also,
like,
is-
no, I just talked about how they made snacks for 10 years.
Hang on, is Guy Fieri even a chef?
I think he probably was at one point. I think all of these people
I don't
started
know,
off
man.
as... Look at, like, who was the guy that was cool? That Anthony Bourdain was a chef.
Okay.
And then he just got a show and became a show host.
Here's my thing, because there's some kind of it's been going on for a while now. There's some kind of show where the judges are like Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri and some other third guy.
Yeah.
How are Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri at all on this? Gordon Ramsay, this fucking 9-star Michelin chef who owns all these restaurants and has all these hit shows. Guy Fieri was going to food trucks and be like, damn,
Yeah.
I like that chili.
I love that chili dog, man. That's real good.
I don't think this guy knows about food. He just likes to eat. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that
Yeah.
the dude hosted Minute to Win It. Like, he's
Yeah.
just a host. I don't think he's a chef.
Have you been to Flavortown?
Again, I think you have a successful show on Food Network.
I'm just saying, you think Gordon Ramsay walked in the first day shooting? He's like, this is my co-host, fucking Guy Fieri.
Yeah, imagine being a contestant and you're like, you've gone to cooking school all your life and you're finally, and it's just Guy Fieri and he's like, man, created this like really elegant looking dish. Like, man, that thing looks radical, dude. You're like, all right, fuck you,
He's
buddy.
wearing his flame shirt,
Yeah,
sunglasses on.
Spent
Gordon Ramsay's there in his chef coat.
Spent $15,000 on cooking school, you asshole. Compliment my damn dish.
Gordon Ramsay's like, I've never seen a more disgusting plate in my life. This is absolutely appalling. It's visually gross.
licking
Guy
the
Fieri's
plate.
like, dude, this is fucking banging.
yeah. Where's this popcorn shrimp, man? I don't know why he turned into Kermit there.
What's this fucking? What's this popcorn, shrimp, and mustard? I love this. You got onions on here? Hell yeah, dude.
So Mark Summers works for NASA, confirmed.
Yeah. I would trust NASA a lot more if they were doing stuff like Double Dare.
Yeah.
I would trust NASA a lot more if they weren't taking the government money.
Hang on, did Mark Summers host the Dare show on all that? Is that why he was there?
No, Double Dare was like its own
I
show.
know Double Dare was, but when they did the fucking challenge show that everyone bitched about.
I don't know.
Did he host that? Is that why he was there?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna rewatch. I was gonna say Dark Side of the Ring. Quiet on the Set.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Same vibe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Unwrapped though. I love Unwrapped.
I really do. I've never tried to watch Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri interact, but now I want to.
Dude.
Because I'd imagine I'm gonna be upset if Gordon Ramsay's not upset with him constantly.
I've probably talked about it on air before, but the Gordon Ramsay show where he goes around to different
Oh
restaurants.
yeah, Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares, but he does one where he like brings
Hotels.
a big food truck with him and he
Oh.
dresses in a disguise and he'll go into the disguise or go into the restaurant in the disguise, eat a plate of food so that they don't know that it's him, and then mid meal he takes off like the fake fat suit and beard or whatever and he's like, everybody stop eating, I'm Gordon Ramsay, I'm gonna take over the restaurant, you all need to come back here in 24 hours, and he teaches all the chefs how to cook. He like changes the whole menu.
They're trying too hard now, man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's called 24 hour because they do it overnight. They like rebuild the whole restaurant overnight.
See, I really liked Kitchen Nightmares. I binged all of Kitchen Nightmares.
It's so good.
And then I went back to watch Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, it's just not the same. He's not as mean to these people. And like, these guys just want to do good. These
love
people
it.
just think they're running a decent business and they're not. I prefer Kitchen Nightmares. And then they gave him Hotel Hell. I'm like, I don't know what fucking Gordon Ramsay has to know about hotels.
I like
Like when
when
it gets
they-
to the kitchen part of it, sure, I'll trust the guy.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's just a picky
What
guest
el-
up until then.
What does he know about hotels realistically?
He has one of the best restaurants in a hotel.
Oh.
Again, I trust him when it gets to the restaurant part. Up until then, he's just a picky guest. I could do that. Oh, these carpets are fucking gross. I hate this interior. Yeah, dude, I
just
could have
like
told
it-
you that.
I just like it when they let him be mad. I like his mad persona. I
when
think it's
when,
a good,
Gordon Ramsay was on Mad TV.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a fucking
Yeah.
crossover. So anyway, fuck NASA. 216-859-8699. You've got a minute to win it. Good luck. Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show. Live now.
Hello.
Uncut and uncensored on WSRR Radio. We're saving the underground music scene. To my right, Shani.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Hello.
I'm Radio's Rebel DJ Style. It's time to talk about AI.
Yeah. So
It's something we've never done before. So
it's new. It's called artificial intelligence. And it's sweeping the nation.
Seems pretty cool, right?
Yeah. AI's making drugs now, so who wants to take them?
Seems pretty cool, right?
Yeah. There
Maybe
is
it's making drugs.
Yeah, so there's generative AI that will be designing new drugs all on its own. So the Eli scientists
Whitney made the cotton gin.
Yeah.
1863. I don't
Nice.
think that's the right year.
Scientists at Eli Lilly have been surprised by a novel design of molecules that AI has produced as part of a hypothetical drug discovery research. A major precedent for AI-generated breakthroughs in biology was set in 2021 when Google's DeepMind AI, known for its creative thinking in realms ranging from the strategy game to music, video, and cloud computing, came up with a novel protein called AlphaFold. Within a few years, experts at Eli Lilly and NVIDIA say AI will not only think up new drugs, but ones that humans could not even create. So
1793. That's when the cotton gin was invented by Eli Whitney. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but it bugs me.
I just want to know, like, what kind of drugs are these AI going to make? What are these drugs going to do that we can't even create yet? How are they going to make? How are they going to take things that
super meth?
Super duper meth.
What I'm assuming is it's going to be fed everything we already know about all the illnesses that we know of.
Yeah.
And also everything we already know about all the medication we've already made. And then it's going to take all of those components, take them all apart, and make drugs for all the illnesses. And, like, make them super precise. Maybe even downsize half of the side effects of birth control or like,
I have two major issues. Number one, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, I get, okay, we're going to have this AI module research a bunch of fucking information about drugs and cross-reference it, and it's going to give us a solution for this ailment, right?
Right.
I get that. At the same time, we're feeding it all the information that we know, not just one person, but everybody, about all these different drugs.
Right.
And a lot of it's theory. A lot of it could be research on what worked and what didn't work, or hypotheses.
Hypothesi.
Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
It's going to feed it directly Gangnam Style. But, like, I get that. And as much as I can wrap my head around it, I can't. Because it's hard for me to understand the fact that I understand it's cross-referencing all the information and kind of molding it together. But it's just going to regurgitate that information, right? It's not going to make its own thought process. It's not going to make its own hypothesis on how to make drugs.
Well,
it's just kind of culminating everything that we have already.
I mean, it says
in a convenient way.
Google's DeepMind AI created a protein.
That's true.
So, like, it's already creating. I guess the big thing that is confusing is, like, taking two things that we've already had access to and creating something new,
right?
Without us having done it, at least trying it first, you know. And I guess that is possible, but it's just it seems so unlikely.
Yeah,
you know, like, how have we made it this far without trying X and Y or whatever?
Right.
You know,
it's one of those things that it makes sense because we have all of man's knowledge that we've acquired so far at the touch of our fingers. But you're not reading every article on every page of Google on minor websites and personal blogs and things like that, where I guess this can cross-reference that way and put that together. So someone's findings in, I don't know, some weird scientist in Nigeria who found something that never actually got published that now this can find and corroborate with something that someone in Alabama found. And, like, I guess that makes sense to me. I also have a concern of how accurate it's going to be. Is it going to, like, overlook side effects and kill someone? Is it going to not be accurate at all? Because you can go into ChatGPT and it can give you something super accurate. And it's like, hey, who won the World Series in 2006? And it'll give me that. but I can have it fucking make up something completely fucking random too. Like, hey, tell me about that time John Mellencamp wrote a song about falling down the stairs.
Right.
Here it is.
Right.
That didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because, like, the prescription drugs and stuff that we've been prescribed and have been around for 20 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Say 10, 20 years.
Sure.
These prescription drugs that we've been taking have been around, or even like the ones that we get prescribed by doctors.
Sure.
Everything from like now going forward could potentially be new AI created drug, or at least within the next like 5 years, you could say.
Are
you
we
know?
going to have to ask our pharmacist if AI was used in making this
Yeah, right,
prescription?
It'll probably have to be a disclaimer at some point. Like, if this takes off, they'll probably have to put on the bottle that, like, hey, this was created by artificial intelligence and may be harmful.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be another big fucking lawsuit disclaimer.
The thing is, there's going to be, like, testing trials for all of these drugs.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like there won't be. They're going to test it on animals.
Which is something they do now.
Right. That's already something that they do with drugs that humans create. So, like, my headcanon says, well, it's going to be safe then if it makes it through that testing trial, but it's just, like, there is an extra layer of suspect with letting computers control the drugs as opposed to humans. It just feels like that's where it gets into the moral area of, like, this is kind of weird. Like, why are we letting computers control what makes us better? I mean, and you could argue then, because they're better at it, and they're going to make us healthier, potentially. Like you said, there won't be maybe as many side effects from taking birth control and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah.
It could potentially make us better and be a overall pro. But, like, there's still that underlying layer of, well, this was made by a computer, and I'm not a computer.
Right.
You know?
It's something that, and again, I know there's going to be a human element to it once. This spits you out a code, and here's the prescription you have to make. Put these things together.
Right.
There's going to be a human there, a team of them that's going to look at that and go, okay, well, we can or can't do this because of this.
Right.
My fear is that how much trust they're putting into the machine already to even attempt this, that they're going to trust it and second guess themselves. Whereas, like, something could be basic human knowledge of, hey, don't consume a large quantity of mercury. And this machine's like, hey, you got to put a lot of fucking mercury in this and trust me, it'll work.
Yeah.
My concern is then, well, we know that's dangerous, but this says it's not, so maybe it's not. That's my concern. And then it goes to testing.
I think just initially, my personal take is this is like an area where AI could be a net positive. I think
it's one of the better instances we've talked about.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more net positive than it is net negative. I think that the net negatives are, like, heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, lots of death across the nation due to pharmaceutical pills or something like that, you know? I think it could be very bad in that, right? But I think overall, just going through the basic, like, plain steps in my head of they're going to have testing trials like they do with other drugs. There's, like you said, there's going to be teams of there's going to be human intervention at some point to, you know, take the code to the lab to the pill to the process. You know, like, there's going to be humans. So I feel like overall this is something where, like, in 5-6 years when we have drugs that are taking away side effects that we didn't even know was going to be possible, or, you know, like, just things that you wouldn't even think be possible are going to be coming or going to start becoming possible.
They could cure cancer.
Right. Shit that we can't even think of. Right. I think when we start to see things like that in the physical, then we'll be like, oh man, and we find out the headlines are like, this new drug that's saving these people is actually an AI drug. I think then we'll be like, see, like, maybe this is.
On the flip side of that, this thing works exponentially, like you said, and we forgot the cure for cancer. This AI chatbot was able to make this, and it's a thing now. And then Microsoft buys it out before it comes public.
Ooh,
and now no one can use this formula.
Yeah, now we got to buy them to pay $10 million for one pill of the Microsoft drug. Yeah.
Imagine Elon Musk's brain chip has, like, some health monitoring code that you could take out and, like, plug into the AI.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about Neuralink?
Yeah.
Yeah, to tell you exactly what kind of prescriptions.
Drugs you need.
Oh my gosh.
Make you all better.
I don't like it. I take it back. I
like that idea a lot.
Humans are slowly becoming not the superior species on Earth.
Yeah.
And we're just watching it happen.
Yeah.
kind of just like, well, I guess one day we probably won't be here.
Real quick, I want to bring this up since we're talking about AI. I'm
Mhm.
switching sides
Yeah,
officially.
yeah.
I'm all for automated restaurants. I'm all for automated fast food now.
You think?
Yeah, no, I'm all for it.
What was the?
I went to 2 different McDonald's in the span of 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and the entire staff, not just like the people behind the fry cooks,
Mhm.
were just hanging out in the lobby on their phone, walking around, bullshitting, being loud.
Yeah.
Customers in store
We
waiting
still
for
had
food.
orders like in the kitchen. We
Yeah.
weren't eating yet.
And like, my issue with it is they're making like $21 an hour to do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if they were making like 11.
Right.
They're making $21 an hour to do
Right.
that and act a fool while customers are waiting.
Yeah.
Automate it. Automate all of it. They
I-
don't deserve the. They
I
don't
pity
deserve
the
it.
foo.
I pity the foo. They don't deserve that salary. Automate it all.
Yeah.
Then you're only paying people $21 an hour who know how to fix machines or coding.
See, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be like we're gonna have like a self checkout situation in like
They won't trust you.
a couple years when stores do start going automated,
Mhm.
and like we like it more, but then more problems arise that the companies don't want to fix or something
Yeah.
like that. And then we're gonna be at this impasse of like, well, the automated restaurants are the only options now, but because they won't fix XYZ problems, the quality has shot to shit, and it's gonna be very dystopian.
I think that's a net positive, because once
Yeah.
it gets to that point, that opens the door for more mom and pop shops. Of like,
Oh,
damn, I
yeah.
can't go to any McDonald's because all of them have this quality issue
Oh yeah,
that no one cares about.
yeah,
Oh, well, a burger place just opened up down the street. I'll go there.
right,
They got people cooking food.
right,
Then I want people cooking my food. I
yeah,
think it has to work itself out, though. I
Yeah.
think we have to get there. Right now, I'm firmly on the side of automate it all. I don't give a fuck. All these major corporations, automate them all. Automate them all.
yeah.
I'm cool if someone's getting paid $21 to fix the coding or going in and work on the actual automated system because I don't
Mhm.
understand that and I need my food. I'm cool with them getting paid, even more than that. I'm not cool with fucking 16-year-old high school dude who just smoked a blunt out in his car, bullshitting in the fucking lobby on his
Yeah.
phone while I'm waiting for food.
I
He's getting $21 an hour.
Oh my gosh, someone had a really bad experience at McDonald's. I wonder who.
Two of them.
Yeah,
Dose.
I can tell.
Dose.
We can tell. Yeah, I feel like I want to try the automated places before I.
Say automated all.
Right, because like
No, no, 'cause
it's
the
probably
work-
gonna be cool for
Yeah.
The first 5 times.
the first couple months or something like that. It's gonna be cool, and then we're gonna see 2 or 3 more, and we're gonna pick those over the normal places, and then the companies are gonna think that those places are more popular, when in reality we just like the change of something new and different. And then when we try to go back to the old places, they're gonna be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! We thought you liked everything."
We can't go back now.
Yeah, we can't go back now. We can't hire real people. What are you talking about? Why would we do that? Give our money to the poors? No.
Well, here's my argument versus that versus like this. We're talking about the AI drugs, right?
Mm.
Worst case scenario, I start going to automated McDonald's. They all start being automated. Worst case scenario, I go through, they fuck something up, and I don't get McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario is I go somewhere else or I cook at home.
Mhm.
I'm perfectly fine with the worst case scenario being I don't get McDonald's.
Right.
That's probably a net positive that
Yeah,
I
in
just
the
don't
long
want at
run,
a time.
Right.
Worst case scenario with this, I die.
Yeah.
Multiple people die.
Right.
Because AI didn't understand that I can't consume large quantities of mercury.
Well, again, I think that's where, like, with this specifically, I feel safer with animal testing phases. Like, I feel that safety net more so with the animal testing phases and with people intervening and, like, looking at the actual ingredients that they're putting in the
Yeah.
pill to be like, okay, well, yeah, the system wants to give you 30 grams of mercury because they tell you that it's going to take away X, Y, and Z,
Right.
but we obviously can't do that, so we need to tweak the machine or tweak the code or
Yeah.
send it back through the program and tell it don't do that.
Well, because you gotta think that's something that's going through its system too, is medicine from hundreds of years ago.
Right,
So it might be.
Right.
216-859-8699. Let me know if you want to sign up for testing.
You're listening to the Rebel Radio Show, legal in 47 states.
I guess I don't really have a say in the story since I have a green text phone. I guess this is up to you to discuss
You
about the
plebeian.
Apple products.
You plebeian.
Yeah. I'm lower class. I'm a second-rate citizen now.
Yeah.
My phone just flips though. So.
Yeah.
Let me know when your phone flips. Then I'll come
Hey,
back.
I don't need no flipping phone.
I do. I need it.
I don't need no flipping phone.
I fucking need it.
They say an apple a day. I live by that.
You consume several apples a day.
Multiple apples. I'm an apple gobbler.
So I found out that apparently force quitting your apps on your Apple device, like swiping your apps away, can negatively impact your battery life. Because iOS manages memory, and its main thing is to manage memory efficiently, is what they say. Frequently closing and opening your apps is actually going to consume more battery life than just leaving them open in the background, because it's
false.
It's
Don't
literally
believe.
it's suspending your apps. It's pausing them in the background. They're not always running. That's why they do a little refresh when you swipe back to them.
No. Here's the thing. They're lying. They're lying. I don't believe them for a second. No. I don't believe them for 1 second that saves your battery. It's also definitely something Apple would do, is just lie so your phone gets ruined.
Hey guys, keep all your apps open. I promise it makes your phone run faster.
I get that it probably takes more battery and more energy to, like, if I swipe out of Instagram when it's closed, it takes more to open it back up from the app. I get that.
Right.
But that's assuming I'm closing all my apps, like the 13 I have open, and then opening them all back up. I'm not doing that. I'm closing them all because I'm not using any of them at the time.
Right.
I'm going to open one of them back up, and that's going to be what I use. And the next time, I'm going to open one of them back up, maybe an hour later.
Right.
Like, it's not like I'm going through and opening and closing my fucking apps.
Yeah.
Their claim of not being used while they're in the background, I think that's just blasphemous.
Yeah, it's clearly like, if I have texts where if you send GIFs, it like takes up more storage in your phone, and so then if you send a GIF and then just leave it and like don't text that person for whatever, and it just sits there, it's still taking up that same amount of data that it was.
Yeah, but that's different. That's a file in your phone.
Yeah. Okay, no, because if I have Pokemon Go and I enable location settings always, so it's monitoring my steps, it's still doing that whether it's open or closed. But there's plenty of apps that only do it if you have it running in the background. Or will give you updates. If I have a radio app open and I'm listening to the radio in the background, it's still on. If I have Spotify, it's still on.
Maybe it's an app-by-app basis, but maybe...
Then they can't make that claim!
But that's not Apple-specific.
But Apple is saying the apps in your background are essentially asleep. They're not consuming data.
They're not consuming battery life.
They are, though. You ever just had Spotify on and nothing else on in your phone and your battery dies?
I wonder if they could make the claim that it's not consuming battery life, but like they couldn't make the claim that your phone runs just as fast if you have 30 tabs open as you do if you have no tabs open. Like, I wonder if it's a speed and like bandwidth thing.
Because it's definitely consuming RAM at the very least.
Right. It's taking up some kind of background storage.
It says that it doesn't help your battery life,
Apple
your
also
RAM,
said
or
you'd
your
never
CPU.
catch a virus on an Apple. That was their whole selling point. They said an Apple product will never catch a virus. That was literally the selling point of Apple. So I'm not believing anything they fucking say.
Yeah,
As noted on the show, I infested my calendar with porn.
I
All
feel
right?
like
So Apple's full of shit.
It feels like that's too good to be true. Like, and that just that's not how technology baseline in the brain works. You know, like if it is on and running in the background, it is taking up space and speed, and it is damaging your system more than it is, you know.
Yeah, well, because all it is a small computer at the end of the day, right?
Right.
You may not have an app, or you might not have an application open on your computer, say fucking Discord or Surfshark, right? You may not have it open on your computer. It may not even be a window that's open, but it's not stopped. It's still running in the background, and you have to go into your task manager and say, oh, this is still running for some reason, and it shows you how much RAM it's taking up. and it shows you what speed it's running at.
Right.
And once you close that, you can see the improvement if it's that bad.
Right.
You can see the degradation. So, like, that's still something that applies if you take it and put it on a smaller scale.
Yeah, and that's something that you can even, like, check on an iPhone.
Can you?
I'm pretty sure you can, like, you can go to a website that's checking
Really
your speed. Yeah, I think. Could be totally blowing smoke on my
I have
butthole,
no
but
idea.
Yeah, I think that this sounds like a bunch of Apple hubbub.
I feel like they could have a lawsuit on their hands for this.
I'm going to leave all my apps open and see what it does.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have an Apple anymore, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm going to still close out my apps like I do.
I'm just saying, I feel like it's stupid to have all your apps open. Like, you would just assume that fucking kills battery.
Yeah, it's just a very wild claim for them to make. And it is, I mean, yeah, it's coming directly from Apple. They discussed it on a forum, on one of their Apple forums.
Because essentially it's saying that the app is asleep when you're not using it, and it's just opening your dock, right?
Yes, but there are other, like, multitasking apps.
I understand that, but even having the app open and asleep takes up more fucking data than just having it closed, period.
Yes, but essentially closing
So it's taking up more data.
And then relaunching it an hour later takes up more of your battery.
Okay, so Apple is saying you should force an app to close only if it's unresponsive. So you should never close out your apps. That seems like a bunch of hubbub.
Yeah, no, that's absolute bullshit.
That means that if I have 200 apps on my phone and I open all of them within the span of 5 days, I should keep them all open forever.
Yeah.
And just never close them.
Yeah, this claim is saying you should never, from the inception of you getting an app, never close it unless it's unresponsive. That's what it's
really
telling
crazy.
you. They're full of shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak on behalf of you, but I can almost attest that we've all had like 50 fucking apps open at one point and went, oh, that's why my phone's running like shit, and closed the apps, and then it runs better.
Right.
I was just thinking back to clearing out Grandma's apps on her iPad.
Right.
And it makes it run
where she's like,
so much better.
My iPad hasn't been working, and she's got 300 tabs open.
Well, so not only is it taking up battery and it's affecting your RAM, it's affecting your connection too.
Right.
Because even though they might not be active, it's still linked to the internet. Like your phone itself is already connected to the internet, sure.
Right.
But everything you go on sends another signal to your internet. So if I have 30 apps open, that's 30 open connections I have to the Wi-Fi right now.
Or is it one, because your phone is the one standard connection?
No, because have you ever had that many apps on your phone open, you can't open another page of Google? And then you close all your apps and you can open another page of Google?
No.
Well, it happens. We go on a computer and open 13 apps of Google and see how slow it runs and then close them.
That's
fair. No.
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
You're connecting over and over and over again, and it's going to slow the service down.
Right.
They're full of shit. This is definitely open to a lawsuit, right?
Maybe.
Like, if you can prove it, right? It shouldn't be that hard to prove if we can look at the metrics of the phone.
Let's sue Apple. Oh, baby.
I am so into suing Apple.
We're going to make so much money.
You ever just go on the fucking class action lawsuits page and look?
One of these days, Apple's going to show up.
Dude, no, so I'm genuinely serious. Sometimes I'll just go on, like, there's a website that's a government website for class action lawsuits, and I'll just kind of look at what's pending right now.
Yeah, see if you can jump on board.
Yeah, because some of them are so vague, man. Like, some of them you have to have receipts and proof. And I signed up for an A&W class action lawsuit like 6 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll get like a $3 check in the mail.
Right.
Because literally the qualifications were like, did you buy A&W root beer or cream soda between the dates of 2010 and 2019? I'm like, yeah, I probably did.
Probably at least once.
Yeah. Well, how many cases of A&W did you buy? I don't know, a couple, 12 packs.
Yeah.
So I've done like 3 12 packs. Did you notice any defects? I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, we're going to see how this class action lawsuit plays out. Cool.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a couple bucks.
Right. Listen, it's worth doing.
Yeah.
Just go look up class action lawsuits every so often.
Just sign up.
Yeah.
Let's start a class action lawsuit against Apple.
It doesn't cost me anything, and like I might make $3. It's net positive, baby.
I think that we should sue one of the biggest tech companies in the world.
You were talking about hoping Disney gets a fucking tell-all about him the last hour.
Yeah, dude.
And I had to remind you that they're so fucking big that it just wouldn't happen because they'd pay him out.
No, I think that it still would happen.
Apple's been sued for things before, and they're still doing this, though. They don't care. They just don't. They got sued for having your phone vibrate when there's no notification, and they still kept doing it.
Yeah, that is a crazy thing. That is true.
like Apple just lies a lot.
And they don't care because everybody keeps buying Apple
Yeah,
products.
they don't have to be truthful. That's what's crazy about it.
It's monopoly.
It's crazy that you can't even get like this phone I have like from 4 years ago. It's the iPhone 12. You can't buy it brand new from Apple anymore.
Well, that's like I was talking about. You can't buy an iPod from Apple anymore. You literally cannot buy a new iPod from Apple. They do not produce iPods. Apple, that company that makes iPods, does not produce iPods right now.
The company that got famous for making iPods?
Yeah, the company got famous for making iPods. Doesn't make iPods anymore.
Not the
Straight
Apple
up.
computers or anything. Just iPods.
Straight
Who
up.
are they to say that I don't need an iPod?
Yeah, maybe I want an iPod Touch.
So is there a reason that their old phones run slow? Because they got sued for that too, didn't they?
Yeah.
The updates crashing their old phones because they can't hang.
Once somebody pays off their phone.
These old Apple phones can't hang, man.
Well, no, that's the whole thing. So that's why they crash. Is because you have to have the most up to date iOS for your phone, right?
Right.
But that phone can't actually handle the processor in that iOS.
Right.
So that's why it crashes. But if I have a fucking iPhone 5C with the processor from when the 5C was released, it should run just fine, right? I might not be able to run Instagram the same, but like I can use it as a phone, I can use it as a text, I can use it as a calculator, right?
Right.
So why does it still run like shit if that's the processor it's supposed to run on?
Okay, I see your point.
Apple's
It should just run the same as it did
when it was new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Apple's
they've
shady.
been sued for that.
Yeah,
and they're
Apple's
still
shady.
fine.
Yeah, because I have an iPad Mini that I can no longer update because it doesn't support any of the new iOS.
What iOS are we on now?
16, 17?
Yeah, I think it's like 17.
I think that iPad right there, it's an iPad Mini. I think it goes up to maybe iOS 11 is the
That's
last
so crazy.
iOS that's on, and I have it fully up to date.
Yeah.
And I remember I can't use Instagram on it because Instagram itself is too fucking updated to run on iOS 8 or whatever it is. But like I should be able to fucking use it as a notepad and text and use old apps that haven't been updated.
Right.
No, that thing doesn't fucking run. Absolutely not. That's why it's been sitting there dead for 2 years.
Right.
Like that iPad doesn't work. It's literally just sitting there because it's worth like 5 cents. And it's a shame because I literally bought it to use for the studio.
Right.
I'm like, oh, cheap iPad. We can get text on it. Can't. We can do it on the website though. 216-859-8699.
Rebel Radio Show.
You know, for the third week in a row, I'm just chugging ayahuasca. It's a crutch.
Would you do an ayahuasca
No.
tour thing?
No.
So immediately ready to turn that heel. Just so immediately, not even a thought.
He's
Grace
watched
ahead.
so many
It
videos.
was so like instantly no. Obviously not, dipshit. Why would I ever consider? What makes you think I would ever consider that? The fact that I say constantly that I'm presently doing ayahuasca? Maybe. I don't know.
I came across a lot of news stories this week that just kind of pissed me off. I'm like, that's stupid. That's a stupid thing. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Right? This one's got some merit.
This one's got some weight to it. This one's got some legs to it.
Yeah. I don't agree with the overall sentiment here, but they might be honest. I think they're keeping the good stuff from us.
It was sounding like you did. Before we went on, it sounded like you did agree.
No.
It sounded like you were an advocate.
The article is saying, why can't we throw trash into volcanoes?
Oh.
It's telling you that we shouldn't, and it's bad, and why not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I am very much an advocate of, why the fuck can't we throw trash in volcanoes? It's such a quick and easy solution.
You know, I'm starting to see your point. Actually, now that you've explained it like that.
Yeah.
It is.
Now
an
that I
easy
broke it
solution.
down.
Yeah.
Now that I broke it down to I could.
Yeah. No, that if you can, then maybe you should.
You
That
know,
makes sense.
You know the saying, if you can, do. Also, apparently,
You can't teach.
Yeah.
also apparently, Alaska is the volcano capital of the world, the United States.
Yeah, I guess so. 86.
I don't believe it.
86
I'm
volcanoes.
sorry, I don't believe. If you're listening in Alaska, tell me if you have 80. Count them. 216-859-8699. You guys don't have 86 volcanoes.
Yeah, I thought
That's
86
ridiculous.
was the cold, or Canada, Alaska was the cold place. Where am I?
What are you talking about right now?
I thought Alaska was cold.
It is cold.
Not according to the volcanoes that live
I
there.
don't think volcanoes just make it hot.
Lava.
But they're saying that we can't throw trash into volcanoes to get rid of it because it's bad for the environment, because it makes a volcanic haze, and because it hurts the air quality index.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we could use volcanoes to get rid of trash.
Well,
because
you're
what's
not
the
allowed
hang
to
on,
burn
no,
trash.
hang on. What's the main problem with trash?
Can't burn it.
We put it right. I can. You put it right into the earth, and it's been hurting the earth, and everyone's upset about that, right? We can't just keep burying the trash in landfills. It's
gonna
not
bury the
good for
trash.
the earth.
Well, you can't put it into the atmosphere either, jackass.
I'm gonna jackass. I'm gonna bury my trash.
You burn up all the trash,
I'm
and
gonna
the
bury
smoke
it.
goes into the environment, and it makes stars.
I'm burying it like buried
No.
treasure. Buried treasure.
Everyone's problem is that it ruins our earth because we bury the fucking trash, and it's there for millions and millions of years because, like, plastic doesn't decompose, right? And I
Right.
get it. The fucking, it's not safe to be breathing in the fucking ash and all the stuff from the volcano. I get it. I'm not saying it's not going to affect the air quality index. I'm just saying we could theoretically make a certain radius around one of these volcanoes an unlivable space. And then that is the dedicated trash volcano for this sector of the United States.
Well, yeah, couldn't we, like, man-made create a remote volcano on an island? I feel like that's something that we could do.
That was my next thought of, like, can't we just, like, get lava?
Yeah, I feel like if we really wanted to create a volcano as humans, we could.
We can just put it
I
somewhere
don't
where
think
it's
we
not going to hurt
should.
people.
I don't think that we should necessarily, but I think if we really wanted to put our trash in a volcano.
I think this article's full of shit. I think that's the way to do it.
Is
And
this
another...
what,
I'm just
is this
saying
what
I think
Marky
that
Mark's
we could.
doing in Hawaii? In his bunker?
No, see,
Whoa.
we can't do it in Hawaii. It's too small of a space,
Yeah.
and it's too many people that inhabit Hawaii. But, like, Alaska's population ain't that big. They could definitely make a ruling that's like, hey, this radius around this volcano is now unlivable. Here's your government paycheck. Move. This is the trash volcano.
Did not know that.
Sorry,
there were
Alaska.
86 volcanoes in Alaska.
And what are they doing? What are they using them for? They got 86 volcanoes.
Alaska
I
is
can't
not
use
that
one of
big.
them. I
Alaska's
can't use one of your
not-
86 volcanoes.
It's not like a giant space. Wait a
It
minute.
is. It's the biggest
Wait a minute.
state.
It's saying that there's 12 volcanoes in California. That's not true. There aren't 12 volcanoes in California.
I know we have listeners. I don't know about Alaska. I know we have listeners in California. 216-859-8699.
There's
If you
only
text
five.
past 9,
True.
it's free.
There's only 5 in Hawaii?
Yeah, how are there more volcanoes in California than
Hawaii's
there?
small.
But there aren't 12 volcanoes. There
I
aren't
think
12
there
volcanoes in
are.
California.
They're not all active volcanoes.
How many volcanoes are there in California?
I'm just saying, if you've got 86 volcanoes and I can't use one of them, that's just being an ass. It
You might be
really
right.
is. Furthermore, like you said, we could just put a volcano somewhere.
Oh, it says that there are 29 volcanoes. What the fuck?
So is it 19 wait, what was it? 12 in California? You're looking at California? Is it 12 active volcanoes?
It said 12.
Wait, go back. I think it was generalizing.
How many volcanoes are there?
Oh.
There are hang on, there's 161 volcanoes in 14 US states, this says.
Why do we have so many volcanoes in the U.S.?
And we're not doing anything with them.
I didn't know that we had that many
We're
volcanoes.
not throwing trash in them.
We
Get
gotta do
over it.
something with it.
How about we leave them alone?
Why?
Because they haven't done anything.
But they could do something for us. It's for the longest time it's been us versus the volcanoes. Isn't it about time we mend that fence? Let's live in harmony, guys. Let's work together.
By
the volcanoes
aggroing
get fed.
the volcanoes by throwing trash at them.
What are you planning on
I don't
putting in
think
the
that they would
volcanoes?
like it.
What are you planning on putting in there that's going to be so bad?
Soap and
Nothing.
bubbles.
Anything that's going to be worse than
Because
putting in the earth?
I literally plan on never putting anything in a volcano, on a volcano, near a volcano,
If
because
I-
I don't want it to explode and destroy
If
the earth.
I lived anywhere near a volcano, I would be putting stuff in the volcano as often as I could.
This is why we live in Ohio.
If I lived near an active volcano,
I wouldn't.
and I like knew that my neighbors went up and took trash, and were like, I might be like, hey, neighbor Steve, let me go ahead and just take my trash too.
Yeah, okay, so if we're neighbors, if you and I are neighbors in Alaska,
No.
like we've always dreamed about,
Yes,
if you and I are neighbors in Alaska,
that is the dream.
and one day you notice that the garbage truck doesn't stop at my house ever,
Mhm.
and you're like, hey, why isn't the garbage truck stopping at your house? I'm like, oh, it's because once a week I take the old pickup here and I haul my trash up to Vesuvius 3 and I dump all the trash in there.
See,
You'd hop on board.
in that situation, if I already have a if the garbage man just did not come and I was responsible for my own trash, and then I found out you were taking your trash up to Vesuvius 3, I'd say, I'm on board, take it.
Well, here's the thing. The trash does run. The trash runs, but you're paying
trash
for
runs fast.
it. You're paying for
Can
it.
never catch the trash.
Can you just not pay for trash? Will the government ask where your trash is going?
No, here's the thing. So, like, there are cities that take care of your trash for you.
Yeah,
Like, it's part of your local tax that you pay for trash pickup.
yeah.
I don't live in a city that the trash is paid for. I have to pay the trash company once a month to come pick up my trash.
Mm.
And then they tell me there's things I can't throw away. And then they tell me how many cans I can have out there and how many
Fuck you,
boxes I
trash
can have out
company.
there. Fuck you, Republic Services.
I have trash.
But like what I'm saying is, if I live in Alaska and the trash company is giving me the runaround,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Listen, buddy, we can't throw all this stuff out. You got too many cans," and they're charging me when I
Yeah.
live by a volcano,
Yeah.
buddy. Canceling my subscription. I'll drive my fucking truck up to Vesuvius 3.
Telling that trash company, nah,
Nah.
I'm going up to the volcano.
Do I look
I
like a
still
chump to
think-
you?
I think
Going up to the
maybe
volcano. You fucking
would get
jabroni.
caught.
You're-
eventually. Is it illegal? Do we know if it's illegal to throw trash in a volcano?
Listen, I think if like the police saw you driving your pickup truck full of trash in the back up to the top of the volcano and then like over the shoulder hauling it all into the pit, I would assume me being the police officer in that situation, I feel like it would be my job
That's
to
why
be like,
we do
hey,
it. Hey, I'm doing it in the dead of night. It's not like I don't have practice.
Okay.
This isn't
Wearing a
just-
mask?
Yeah, this isn't some fucking rinky-dink operation here.
Yeah, no. You
I'm the trash man. It's garbage day.
It's garbage day. All right. Well,
I'm just saying, it is a much better. Now that's a goofy little scenario, right?
Sure, yes.
But I'm saying, let's take your idea. Even we're not going to use an active volcano. We're going to make a volcano.
Yeah.
I'm going to acquire lava, which
Yeah.
is something that no one's doing apparently. Like I
Yeah.
feel like we could acquire lava, but
we gotta corner the lava market.
I'm just saying, it's 2024 and no one's just taking lava and putting it other places.
The global elite powers will be terrified when we've assumed all of the lava, all of the world's lava.
Okay, I get it. It's a little hot. All right, it melts some things. But if we had tanks that shot lava, who would mess with us? If we could drop lava bombs on countries, who would mess with us? We got fucking 86 active volcanoes just ready and waiting to be harvested.
Are they all active?
I don't know.
Here's the
I don't
thing,
even know if
think-
we really have 86 volcanoes in Alaska.
I think if you go to the center of a volcano and drill long enough, it will become active again. It'll become
That's what I'm
I can
saying.
make it.
it'll become a newly active volcano.
So that's our solution, right? We fill this one up with trash, and it's dead now. So we just open up another one.
yeah.
No.
That's what I'm saying. But anyway, to get back to my point, we're
Start
gonna
fill in each volcano until it gets to the top.
to the brim till it can't melt
Yeah.
it anymore.
I'm like, well,
Also,
guess we
this
got to move on to the next one.
This article said a volcano could melt some of your trash. It's melt. What am I putting in the trash that it's not gonna melt? That this fucking 2,000 degrees Celsius lava ain't gonna melt. Steel beams on the World Trade
Yeah.
Center. Jet fuel melts those bad boys.
Yeah.
But my point is,
It's gonna melt everything. I'm pretty sure anything I throw into
Yeah.
lava, it will melt.
I don't plan on throwing anything away that lava can't
Yeah.
melt.
I'm not like throwing away cosmic stardust or anything.
Right. So I'm being responsible on my end.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing away dark matter anymore.
Yeah, right.
Not after
Keep
that
all
one
that shit
time.
to eat it all now.
Yeah, it's good for you. But
Yeah.
we got like Alcatraz, right?
Yeah.
We're not doing anything with that. We're gonna have a show there, and we're gonna put rallies there. But
Yeah.
what if we turn Alcatraz into like a big old lava pit,
I would love that.
and then we ship all our trash via boat out to the lava pit, and then we make some kind of device to safely transfer the trash from the boat to the pit, so it's not like one dude hauling bags.
And then
These are
we-
all logical fucking
Yeah.
I
things.
don't think they are.
Yeah. And then on that island, we could start our sport organization, Death Sports,
Because there's a lava pit.
because there's a lava pit, and we can have like a tennis match over the lava pit, and the loser gets like
Into
pull the lever,
lava pit.
Kronk. Wrong levered into the lava pit.
Always wrong. Like the winning team always ends up dying because it's always the wrong lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Psh. Wrong lever.
Oh, it's the wrong lever.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, lava is a really untapped market.
Yeah. What do you think the stock is on? We got to check
I'm
the
gonna
lava
inve-
stock.
You want me to check the stock? I can check the stock.
We got to check the lava stocks. See how
Yeah,
they're
let me
doing.
see
See
that
if we
laptop.
should
Let me pull up the stock for you.
invest in lava. Because I think it's a good market to tap into.
I'm just saying, no one's using it, and it seems like a waste.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't think we should aggravate the American volcanoes.
they might retaliate.
What are they gonna do?
Burn down our country?
I'm telling you, that's why we give a radius. That's why you can't live within this far.
Wait, why don't we call the Pidge? Just have him start storing all the trash in the Grand Canyon.
Aren't there two?
We're not doing anything there
volcanoes
either.
in
Right,
Arizona?
it's just a big looking spot.
Hang on, I got two laptops. Let me see. Yeah, there's two volcanoes in Arizona. I had to double check on my other screen.
We could effectively.
Let's have the Pidge do a testing.
The Pidge could be
Here's the
Arizona's
stock.
trash man.
Yeah.
It's up. It looks to
It
me
looks like the stock is up, guys.
like it's way up. Yeah.
Shane,
it's up.
you mind taking a picture of the stock on the screen over there and putting it in the Discord real
Yeah,
quick so
that's
everyone can see
a,
the stock?
That's a bull stock right there.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We gotta
Yeah.
flood the market,
Right.
just like we're flooding it with lava.
Yeah. I'm flooding.
But okay, no,
I'm flooding
because
my
if we put the
pants.
trash in the Grand Canyon, we're in the same spot we are now. It's being gross on the earth and making the water yucky and the soil yucky.
I didn't say to put it in the Grand Canyon.
You
I didn't
literally just said, why don't we put the fucking trash in the Grand Canyon?
He said that.
Did you say that?
I did say that.
Why are we doing that, guys? We have lava. We have lava. Why don't we use
don't
it?
need to use the lava
That's
because
like-
the volcanoes aren't aggravated, and we don't need to aggravate them, and we don't need to move the people that live near the volcanoes out of their
There's
radius.
like 5 people that live in Alaska.
Doesn't matter.
Shane, it's like me saying if you eat pizza 3 times a week, 3
Mhm.
times a week you're making a pizza homemade.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a pizza cutter,
I do.
but you insist on cutting your pizza with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
That is where we're at with lava. We have a lava.
I always cut my lava pizza with my lava
We-
pizza cutter.
Why are you making it harder on yourself? You could put the trash in the earth. You could cut the pizza with a knife. But why would you do it when we have lava, also known as the pizza cutter?
Lava pizza cutter is clearly the answer to all of our problems. With in regards to
Tell
trash.
me when I'm telling lies. We could just put all the trash in a volcano.
Yeah,
No.
I actually don't want to put the trash underground anymore. I want to put it in a volcano and cut it up
We
with my
can't
lava.
burn it though.
Why?
It goes into the ecosystem.
It's doing it anyway.
I'm gonna
The-
start taking. I'm gonna start emptying my trash in my front yard and then lighting it all on fire with my flamethrower dog.
The chemicals from burning trash are so much worse than just putting the trash on the
Does
ground.
it burn the same way if it's in a volcano?
Probably.
What if we put trash in space?
We do that already. A lot.
More trash in space.
We're literally seeing trash from the International Space Station crash into people's homes now because of all the trash that's in space.
Why didn't we put it farther
into
space?
Elon put a car in space.
Yeah.
Farther.
More.
Okay, so let me piggyback then.
Mm-hmm.
Either we're doing the volcano, or we gotta send the trash to a black hole.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and
that'd
just
be cool.
wherever it goes, they have trash
it's
now.
their problem.
Yeah. Out of sight, out of mind.
Congratulations, we've gifted you trash.
We've
like
taken our
black hole
trash
trash.
and pushed it somewhere else.
Yeah. Black hole trash.
I
And
love
then
Chris Cornell.
We could see if like different versions of our trash come back through.
Whoa.
If they like start.
Yeah, what if we all
throwing
sent
their
through? We
trash?
sent a monkey through a black hole once, right?
There's a
Alternate
lot of dead
universe
monkeys in
trash.
space. How many dead monkeys are in space?
Probably at least one.
More than are in the studio.
That's true.
That's saying something.
Yeah. No monkeys jumping off our beds.
Nope, they're all in the barrel.
Yeah.
Don't look in the barrels. We gotta find a volcano quick.
We got to do something about these monkeys.
we really gotta move to Alaska.
Yeah. 86 volcanoes in Alaska is
Seems like bullshit.
not what I would have expected for a notoriously cold state, Alaska.
All right, let me clarify. The only people that can weigh in on this conversation are people in Alaska, Hawaii, California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, New Mexico,
Dude,
Arizona,
what the hell is Idaho?
Arkansas,
What the hell is Idaho doing with 4 volcanoes?
Nevada, and Wyoming. Yeah, what the fuck are these places? Why? Why are they there? To be used.
Yeah, trash. We got to go to Alaska to put all our trash away.
I'm just saying, like, it's such a waste of good volcanoes.
Ice volcanoes, too.
You think our forefathers would have been like, we can't put trash in the volcanoes? That's immoral.
No, they would have been totally down.
Yeah.
They would have thought it was cool.
Yeah, you know the guys that gave us freedom?
Yeah.
Little thing called independence?
They would have loved trash
Invented the
volcanoes.
swivel chair?
Yeah. Invented bubblegum.
What?
Our founding fathers.
Did they?
Sure. I like to believe
What
they
did
did.
Is it a John
Abraham-
Quincy Adams thing?
In my version of America, they did.
Didn't Abraham Lincoln
Wood teeth.
invent something?
He
with
invented the choke
wrestling?
slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, he invented the choke slam.
Yeah.
That's pretty true. And
That is a fact, yeah.
Because of that, I'm now American.
Now
I think you have to choke slam someone every 4th of July.
Yeah. Yeah.
At
Pretty
least every President's Day.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And put trash in volcanoes.
No. We need to get you off of this because
What is the worst that could happen? Tell me. What's the worst case scenario?
the volcano erupts.
That's
and
why we have the radius. So it can erupt.
Mm.
And then,
We
when
just
it
get away.
cools, we go back to putting trash in it.
Yeah, I like
Fuck,
that.
at this point, let's just get rid of Alaska and make it Trash Island.
Yes.
We pay all the people to move.
Let's cut Alaska off.
What about all the
Sorry, y'all.
wildlife?
Let's tear it off. Rip it off like a scab.
Is there anything in Alaska that we don't have here yet?
I don't know. There's
Aurora Borealis.
moose. And
You know how much cooler that would look if lava was going off with it?
Whoa.
That's like a laser light show and pyro.
Lava Aurora Borealis?
In your
Bears.
kitchen at this time of year?
Whoa.
If
Can
you-
I see it?
Listen,
Steamed hams.
if you chase all the moose and bears out of Alaska
They're
with
in
the
Minnesota.
lava,
They're in Minnesota.
there's gonna be even more.
It's like a zoo.
What if polar bears secretly love lava? And
We don't know.
What if they swim in lava?
What if they eat it?
And we
You
did not
guys are
know
pissing
that?
me off with this volcano
There's
bullshit.
so many good
It's
uses
not
for
happening.
lava.
Yeah.
There's
Has
so
anyone ever
many.
tried to eat lava? Let's try to put that in a milkshake.
Have we tried to do anything with lava ever? Was Pompeii it? Did we
Yeah.
stop there?
I think they were like, "Oh, this looks scary. We should just never touch it."
That's such a stupid concept.
Yeah, that's their fault.
It is.
We should find a way to capture it and train it to be our friend.
Lava?
Yes.
There's so many things we could do with lava.
I think that it probably has mystic powers that
Defense?
are unknown to us.
Lava cannon?
Yeah.
What if we had like a moat from other countries?
Maybe it
A
has
moat? Have you heard
listen,
of the ocean?
North Korea, South Korea?
Have you ever tried
That
to
issue's solved if that wall is now lava.
Do
Yeah.
not give Korea
Oh,
lava.
dude, let's give North Korea lava.
Either side.
Just
It's-
see what
no,
happens.
They share it because
Yeah.
it's mutually beneficial. It's
Oh,
good
like
for
a
both
river.
Koreas. Yeah.
Like a river going through the middle.
Yeah, it's good for both Koreas.
Oh, okay.
And what's good for both Koreas is good for me.
That's true. That is true.
I'm on team one Korea.
I'm on team.
Not in the sense that North Korea should take over. Let me clarify.
I'm on team lava. I will tell you that is the team that I'm on.
I think we're drastically misusing lava.
Yeah.
We're not using it at all.
It's
and
like
that's
how
good.
it's like how LA Knight could be world champion right now and fucking have a reign for years,
Yeah.
and they're just not using him, and he's just bullshitting around. That's what lava is. Lava is the LA Knight of our society.
Let's
start using lava.
I'm gonna start using a lava in my backyard as like a moat, like around my house. A lava moat.
Like, listen, it's cool. We got a new iPhone and we got fucking Apple goggles and all this stupid shit, right? We can't make something strong enough to withhold the heat of lava that we can just immobilize it. Why haven't we done that?
Lava alligators in my lava moat.
Lava's been around for so long. Because then once we have that material that can withstand the heat of lava, then we make things out of it.
It's
Then we have a
probably-
lava dog from Boston Dynamics.
Probably very spicy to eat.
There's people that eat gold in like their French fries, remember?
Yeah,
So,
let's
like,
start eating lava.
once we capitalize this market, it'll be like the lava margarita.
That would be
$2.99 Applebee's happy hour.
Oh, imagine.
Lavaritas.
Lavaritas. Lavaritas at the Bees coming soon, courtesy of WSRR, baby.
Applebee's. Let's talk. 216-859-8699. We can get you in the lava game.
Yeah,
If there's anyone that knows about lava, that's us.
we are the top lava experts.
Literally
of
bring
the
a
world.
geologist.
Talk to anyone else about lava.
Bring a geologist on the show, and I'll fucking school his ass in lava.
Yeah,
Doubt.
I'll literally backhand a geologist if they ever try to step into the studio.
You'd be like Buzz Aldrin when you tell him we landed on the moon.
Yeah,
Just bam.
he'd be on the ground. He'd say, "Stop, not again!" And then I'd front hand him.
You know, Buzz Aldrin?
The lava expert.
Oh, the
'Cause
geologist?
yeah, the geologist.
Sorry, I also want to punch Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah. So,
Because he lied about the moon.
Oh, lava gloves.
That's a thing. The lava glove. That's a thing. It was a TV made for TV ad. It was the lava glove, so you can grab your burgers on the grill and flip them with your hand.
I want like
It was sponsored by Billy Mays.
like a water water bed, but in a glove, and I want the inside to be lava filled, like a lava glove. Don't touch me with your lava hands, you lava man. Don't you know I'm lava eating?
All right,
fan?
Shane's rapping. That means it's time to wrap up the show. 216-859-8699. If you know where I can get my hands on some lava
Don't
again,
tell him.
216-859-8699. Also, if you're in Alaska, I'm calling bull that you have
Yeah.
86 volcanoes. So prove me wrong. 216-859-8699. Of course, we're live every Monday right here on WSRR Radio for the Rebel Radio Show. It goes to podcast form every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Pandora, TuneIn, Google, Anchor, Amazon, iHeart, wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
You can listen to the Rebel Podcast, or you can go to stylesrebelradio.com. It's the homepage for all of our content, as well as WSRR Radio. Great shows there, like Shaney is Off Air.
That's so sweaty.
We got a new one that comes out tomorrow, as well as the Pigeonhole Beyond Bounds, 50 episodes of the Sports Avenue podcast, and a whole bunch of great content there. Also, tonight, the debut of True Vault Escapades at 10 p.m. on WSRR Radio. So make sure you stay tuned to stylesrebelradio.com for all of our great programming schedules and more. Join the Discord server as well. The link is found there. And until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right is Shaney.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Adios.
Peace.